Was that just about the easiest decision you had to make in life?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think the moment I've stepped foot at Arsenal, it's been a feeling and it's been something that I've loved every minute of it. I love the team, I love the staff, I love everything about the club. So yeah, you're right, it was a very easy decision.
And you've clearly progressed and grown in the 2 years and 2 bit years since. Where do you feel the kind of next step for you personally comes from?
Yeah, I want to keep pushing as a player. I don't think, I'm ever satisfied with my performance. I want to keep learning, and I feel like this is the perfect place to do that. The level of players that we have, the standard of training, the demands of training as well from the staff is really, really high. So I want to keep progressing as a player, but also we want to go on to carry on winning trophies. I think after last season, we felt that we can perform on the highest level, and now we want to do that consistently over the season.
In terms of you, kind of tangibly, what does that look like in a year, 2 years' time? What sort of player that you'll be?
I don't know. I mean, I want to do everything I can to be the best version of myself. For me and for my team, I think I owe it to, when you play for a club like Arsenal, you owe it to yourself and the team to do everything you can to make sure you're in the best shape, in the best form, and doing all you can to work hard. So I will do that, and I want to do that at Arsenal. We have, like I said, we have a great standard of players that I can learn so much off. And yeah, I'm just loving growing every day, and hopefully can continue to do that.
And on the eve of a new season, it feels so different being here than you were back 12 months ago. What about the role of Renee in that as to why you wanted to commit your long-term future? Because you found a way to, she found a way to get something more out of all of you, didn't she?
Yeah, when Renee stepped in, the game and the level had to be lifted. We knew that it was a tough start last season. And yeah, she came in and she made a few tweaks and got us really firing. And I think that her standards as a manager is something that I really like as a player. She is really honest and she's very demanding at the same time. So she wants to push you and she's never satisfied. And I think that aligns with how I feel about myself and my career.
And just finally for me, you know that it was an amazing few months, wasn't it? I mean, life was really good, wasn't it? As you kind of regroup, that belief as a group of players, that can take you so far. Can it take you to the USA title this year?
I hope so. I think we're very clear in the fact that we weren't satisfied with how we've performed at times in the league over the last few years. I always say when you win a trophy, it lights that fire to go on and win more. And I think also it fuels your belief as well as a team, because we've done it against some of the best teams in Europe. And there is some of the best teams in Europe in this league, and the league is so competitive that you can't ever take a game off. But I think for us as a team, it's given us confidence to now implement that consistently. We've set a new standard for ourselves. So yeah, now we need to go and do that every week. Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
I just wonder, I spoke to you a few weeks ago now, and how comfortable you were at the club and just around sort of the Arsenal teammates that you have. I wonder, is this the most comfortable you've ever felt in your career in an environment like this?
Yeah and no. I think it's comfortable in the sense that everyone's here to support you, but it's also uncomfortable in the sense that you've always got to keep working hard because we have so many great players, and it makes it an uncomfortable environment at times because everyone's so good and pushing for more. So I think that's the kind of perfect balance of what I wanted. I wanted to be in a place where I feel like I can talk to anyone and have a relationship with everyone, which I do, players and staff. But I also wanted to be in an environment where it is uncomfortable at times. You have to stretch yourself. You have to push. You can't ever take a session off, take a game off, because, ultimately we have a world-class squad and world-class players that, you're constantly being pushed and challenged. So I think it's a perfect balance of both here at Arsenal.
I hate to bring it up, but obviously, your contract negotiations when you were at Manchester United didn't feel as smooth. This one's felt like it's been really smooth. Is has it been quite nice for you to kind of enjoy that process, where maybe you take a step back and you think about, okay, what it is that you like about Arsenal, what it is that you want from the club, and actually to be able to make that easy decision and not have to, think really long and hard over it?
Yeah, I think it's always tough when you make a decision within your career because there's so much to consider. But I think when I sat down and thought about this decision, it was really easy and it was really simple. My goals fully align with Arsenal's, and yeah, there's nowhere I'd want to be, no other place I'd want to be. I think the level of the club, the level of the players, everything within the squad is exactly what I want and need to hopefully keep progressing. So yeah, it was a really smooth process. For sure. It's going to be really tough. Obviously, we're aware of how well they've recruited, obviously, with the players that they had that got them promoted as well last year. So we're very aware that, yeah, like any other game in this league this season, you can't take anyone for granted. And London City have proven this window that they're going in with full strength. So, yeah, we've been working hard and concentrating on ourselves. But, yeah, we need to be aware of their threats too. Thank you.
Hi. We've seen Arsenal lift the Champions League. We've also seen Chelsea win for the 6th time in a row. England win again in the Euros. Which one of those of the women's games that sort of symbolises the strength of women's football?
I mean, I think all three. I think we as women do a really good job of empowering women, and I'm grateful to be in a team full of people that push me every day and empower me. And yeah, being a part of teams over the last few months where we've won 2 incredible trophies, yeah, it makes me feel proud to be female, proud to be pushing this game and this team in the right direction. And yeah, I think we're all aware that yeah, any success is celebrated. Obviously, I'd rather it be Arsenal than Chelsea, but they've set a great standard for women's football too. So, yeah, I think we as female footballers are doing a great job of empowering one another to want to go on and achieve even more.
And what are the plus and minuses of having the game at the Emirates game where the men play?
I mean, I only see positives. I feel, yeah, the massive sense of pride when we play at the Emirates. I felt that from the first game when we played there to looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to get back to being out there. With our fans who follow us all over the country and come out in full numbers. I think we've sold about 17,000 season tickets this year, which is just incredible. So yeah, I love playing at the Emirates and I only see it as a positive.
Hi, Alessia.
Hi.
Kind of to Emma's point on the environment, when you first signed, I remember speaking to Jonas and he said he was struck by how many questions you were asking about the environment you were coming into, and he said for him it gave the impression of someone who is quite active about what they were kind of going to rather than being passive. And I was just wondering, for yourself, how do you kind of view your mentality and how has it grown over the years?
Yeah, I think I've learned that I know what works best for me, whether that's, again, like the environment or the team or things around it. And yeah, I do like to know what's going on. I like to ask a lot of questions. And yeah, I think that the more you know, the better about where you want to be and where you want to push your career. So yeah, I'll always ask those questions, but once I'm here and I can see it and feel it for myself, I know exactly what Arsenal's all about.
Yeah, and since then you've obviously played in the Champions League, started more regularly for England, so like as an athlete, how have you kind of developed physically as well? Because I guess the demands are a lot different to when you first joined.
Yeah, last season was so intense and it was my first full season at Champions League football as well. And you have to put your body through a lot. You have to be ready to compete in minutes, and being available is key. So I've learned over the years, not just last season, but also with England and stuff, what works for my body to keep me available, and what recovery strategies we do. And as a club here at Arsenal and both at England, we have so many people that will help us with recovery, with nutrition and with physio. And I think for me, it's just making sure that you tap into those people because they're all experts and they all want to help you. So yeah, that's what we do to keep ourselves fit. No worries.
Hi Alessia.
Hi.
Women's football obviously had another moment this summer, I guess, with the Euros and more attention, more eyeballs and all that stuff. How has life changed for you since then, if at all? Considering your life, imagine, has changed a lot in the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, I think after the Euros in 22, it was the most drastic. After this, I think I just needed to sleep for a while. I was so tired after the whole season and then going into the Euros. I think it was important for us all to really take some time away and be with family or go on holiday, whatever people may use to refresh. But yeah, life is great after the Euros and things like that. Definitely changed over the past few years, but that's what we've been wanting for women's football for so long. We've wanted it on the stages where it's at now, and yeah, I feel grateful to be a part of this moment in time.
And you touched on London City with them, they're obviously a massive talking point. There's not really anything else like them in the women's game. Are players talking about them much? Are you guys aware of what they're doing? Just what do you make of what's going on down there?
I mean, it's great to see the investment in women's football. What she's doing with the club is incredible. I mean, the way it's also jumped in the past few years and now to be in the WSL, we want these teams backed and we want more competition in the league, and that's exactly what we're going to get with London City. So I think it's going to be great to see, again, more top players in the WSL, more top players competing week in, week out. So yeah, like I said before, we're really aware of them and the strengths that they have within their squad. No worries.
Hi, Alessia.
Hi.
When you first came into Arsenal, obviously you'd already won a Euros and you've been a World Cup final, but it feels like almost your kind of status in the game has gone up another level since since the time you've been here. I mean, you're obviously one of the leading candidates for the Ballon d'Or in a couple of weeks. I mean, how much do you think you've kind of come on as a player in the time that you've been at Arsenal?
Yeah, I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm understanding a lot more of the game. And I was saying the other day, I think this is only my third or fourth season actually as a 9. So I think that there's so much to that position and so much to learn. And I feel like each season I'm learning more and more about the position and the role and finer details within that role. I also feel like I'm being pushed and tested within both England and Arsenal. I'm training with some of the best players in the world every single day, so you have to be at 100% in order to push on yourself. So bit of both, bit of working hard myself, but also being pushed by some of the best players in the world.
Hey, Les.
Hi.
I wanted to ask you about your relationship with fans, because it really feels like they've taken to you from the moment you stepped through the door to the extent that they've rewritten history and are photoshopping you out of your Man United shirt when you're into an Arsenal one and things like that, which people are genuinely picking up on as really like, how impactful is it to sort of be that loved? How does that relationship feel for you?
I mean, it feels amazing. The fans are really special. I think whenever you come to the Emirates or you come to Boreham Wood, whether you're an Arsenal fan or not, you can feel the relationship and the bond that the players and the fans have. That's something that I felt when I first signed. They come literally everywhere, no matter when, where, how. And for me, it's part of the joy of playing for Arsenal is you get to play for the best fan base in the world. And yeah, they're so important to us and so special for us as well. And I think sometimes they might not feel that, but we also know that they come on the highs and lows of this whole journey with us. So when we got to win the Champions League, part of it was so special because the emotions that we know that they would have felt too. So yeah, they're a massive part of the club. They're a massive part of us as teams and as players. And hopefully we can go on to win some more trophies with them this year.
And then what's it been like preparing for London City this week? Because there's such an unknown. I mean, they've pretty much changed their squad within the last week, given how many signings come through the door so regularly. How difficult is it to prepare against a team where there's no footage of that squad together? There's nothing for you to watch.
Yeah, it is quite tough. Obviously, they're new to the league. They're new with so many players. and normally, if you mid-season, you've got lots of games to watch and lots of things like that. But our team in the analysis and all of that are doing as best as they can, and they always find a way to think of a game plan and what suits us and what they think potential threats are going to be for the opposition and things like that. So we've been focused as much as we can on them, but also on ourselves, and we want to bring out the best strengths of us as a team and individuals. So it's kind of a little bit of both, but yeah, it is difficult.
We'll do Flo, then Helen, then we'll let this go.
Hi, Alessia.
Hi.
Congrats on the new contract. I wanted to ask about playing with Liv Smith. Obviously, everyone's excited to see how Renee might be able to use both of you in games. So how do you think that relationship's going to develop? If you're going to be playing centrally, do you see Liv then potentially playing out wide, or how will you play together?
Yeah, she's a great player. I remember watching her last season and also playing against her last season and thinking that she's got so much potential. And already, like, you can see so many sparks of it from last season, and she's only just turned 21, which is crazy. She is a lovely person as well, and coming in, I don't consider myself old, but older now, and I try and help a new player come in and fit in straight away, because it can be tough. But she's great. She's powerful. She's fast. She holds a lot of strengths that I would love to play with with a winger. So I can't wait to play with her. I think she has bags of talent and so much potential. So hopefully we can play this year together. But she's definitely someone that we're all looking forward to having now at Arsenal.
Helen.
Yeah, just very, very simple answer. Well, congratulations on the contract and everything.
Thank you.
You just talked about the end of the Champions League game, with the fans and everything like that. Can you just remember what it was like when you were in the tunnel before you went out? Can you take yourself back to that and tell me what you were feeling when you went out there in Lisbon?
Yeah, I remember actually the whole day feeling really calm. I don't know, I feel like in football sometimes you get feelings, and I think you don't want to say it until the game's over. But once the game's over, everyone's like, I had a feeling of today. And whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I definitely did have a feeling. I think that we knew what we wanted to do. We knew that we believed in the game plan. We believed in what we wanted to go and do against Barcelona. And I think that everyone felt in a really good place. Everyone was on the same page and wanting the same goal. So I felt quite calm. I was obviously a little bit nervous and excited, but I think the overwhelming feeling that I can remember of that whole day is just calmness and ready to play.
So your heart wasn't going boom, boom, boom.
I mean, I'm sure it was a little bit. A Champions League final doesn't come around every day, but I definitely, I get nervous before every game pretty much. But nerves are good. I thrive off nerves and then turning it into feeling of excitement. And I think as a kid, wanting to play in a Champions League to then being able to play in a Champions League final, I think obviously the nerves come with it, but you have to be excited. You have to enjoy those moments, because in football it doesn't happen often.